How to always win hardcore. It is a new game mode that has just been released in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout, and it's safe to say it is probably one of the harder game modes that have been added into Blackout. You have no heads-up display, you've got no radar, no way of telling the storm if it's collapsing, where it's going to be, so it takes a lot more skill to win this game. So if you want to find out how you can win Blackout Hardcore, then stay tuned and let's jump into the video. So just quickly before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and leave a like on the video, because every time there is a new Blackout game mode out, I will always be doing a tips and tricks video on how you guys can always win that game mode on Blackout. So if you are new, hit that subscribe button. So the first tip that I have for you guys is choose your landing spot in the middle of the map. You want to ideally be landing always somewhere inside this red circle. That way you can guarantee that if you haven't seen where the circle's collapsing and it's too late, you're never too far away from where the next circle's going to be. So you want to stick somewhere in that red circle, so if you do get caught in the storm, you don't have to run far to get out and use up all your meds in the process. My next tip is squad up. This is such an important tip, because if you've squadded up with a team that you know is good, you're going to take away an aspect of the game where you can get some doo-doo teammates. And let me tell you, 9 times out of 10, if I'm playing solo squads or I'm playing squads and I jump in on my own without any teammates, half the time the randomers that I get are doo-doo. They are so shit. Honestly, you'd think they're playing with their fucking toes or something. So you want to play with your own squad so you know that you're going to have a decent team. My next tip is communication. Probably, if not the most important tip in this entire list that I'm about to give you. If you aren't communicating, you are taking away so much information that could be passed along to teammates. You haven't got level 3 armor to fucking save you. You are not going to have level 3 armor being the holy god protecting you from the bullets. These bullets will shoot through you, into your ass, up through your body, out the top of your head, and kill you with no remorse. So communication is key. You could possibly be preventing that kill in your ass, through your head, with no remorse. Communication is such a key part. You've got to think you've got the mini-map, you've got no heads-up display, you don't know where anyone or anything is, you've got no sensor darts. You have to communicate, because you can pass along information, and if other teams aren't communicating, that puts you at such a big advantage. So, some of you might have noticed this, some of you might have not noticed this. Now, I can safely say, for me, I did not notice this until it was pointed out to me, like that game, this game in fact, that I got the win in. So what you need to do is look up in the air and you hear helicopters. Now, I honestly thought that they were in the game for aesthetic purposes only, to make you feel a bit more Warzone-y, but they're not. What they'll do is they'll fly over, you'll hear a loud bang, sort of like fireworks, and they're actually flares being deployed by the helicopters. And you might be thinking, what are these flares for? I've seen them, but why are they there? They indicate the next circle. So if you were like me, thinking, oh my god, where's the next circle going to be? Being a potato, look up in the sky. If you see the flares, follow the flares, and they will guide you to the next circle. Now, this next tip sort of links in with the last tip I gave you regarding the flares. Now, the flares are good for earlier on in the game, more open combat, not really close quarters. But later on in the game, you don't want to be looking in the fucking air for a flare, because someone's just going to look at you and be like, what is this kid doing? And then they're going to shoot you with a paladin square in the schnozzer. What you want to do to avoid this is look at the part of the storm closest to you. If it collapses really slow, you know that you're on the side of the circle. If it collapses slightly faster, you know that you need to get your ass out of there, because you haven't got the circle and someone else has. Another great tip is use suppressors. As I mentioned earlier, there is no heads-up display, which means you can't see your health, you can't see your mini-map, you can't even see your teammates or anything. This means players will use other senses to help them out, like most people would do. They would use their sight a bit more, they would use their hearing, they would rely on these more, because there is no radar or no mini-map, so they have to rely on other things to help them out. Now, if you use a suppressor, you can really suppress their senses. Now that sounds fucking cool if I'm brutally honest. The next tip is keep checking your meds. Meds in this game are so hard to come by, or meds in this game mode are so hard to come by. You've got no band-aids, you've got no trauma kits, you only have the med kits, which means there is so much less meds to go around. So always keep checking your meds, and if like me, sometimes it's a bit like habit. If like you shoot a bullet, you reload. In this game, if I get even 1 damage done to me, I'll heal up. So you want to be maximizing and optimizing the use that you have of the med kits. If you have 1 damage done to you, don't use an entire fucking med kit. A med kit heals you up 50 health. It does 50 health and you gain 50 health each time you use a med kit. If you do 1 damage, there's 49 health bars that you have lost. So use a med kit wisely and keep checking it, for crying out loud, because the amount of times I've gone to heal up and I'm like, bollocks, I've got no med kits, but if I kept checking I could have picked more up, so on and so forth. So keep checking your meds. And my last tip is always check the circle. The amount of times that thing has fucking crept up on me has been insane. I've been chilling, I've been doing my meds, I've been loading up on loot, I've been great, I've been happy, I've been like, right, this is going to be a great game, I've got good loot, and the next thing I know, I'm fucking dead because the storm's just snuck up on me and slapped me on the back of the head. Like, could you imagine that? The storm coming up to me and giving me a right hand on the back of the head. Not very nice at all. So you always want to be checking that the circle is collapsing and how far away it is, because it could always sneak up on you like it has done to me so many times. That has been the video, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if these tips and tricks helped you down in the comment section below. In this video, I actually end up with 16 kills, so it's a pretty decent game for me. So let me know if these tips helped you in any way, shape or form. If you are new around here, hit the subscribe button, drop a like if you did enjoy, and leave all the comments down in the comment section below. But this is LUKEY, and I'm signing out. Peace.